I heard a story from Keenan or someone in Keenan's family saying that initially, did the MPAA board wanted to give Raw an X rating?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. No, that I do a whole story about. I mean, because I do a whole story about that because basically, you asked me like, what was the hardest thing? Like when you're working on Raw, you got a comedian that's a genius, and Eddie is a genius, and so I talk all the time when I direct. When you cast really well, you direct like this. That's all I do. That if I've cast really well, that's all I do. So Eddie's a master comedian. So you can't really direct him. You can give him notes and make an adjustment. Hey, you could be a little bit more animated when you do that bit. Hey, I'm going to be on your face here, so just give me a little bit of. So I said, hey, you could go a little bit further with the body here. So
how many shows did you shoot?
2 at the Paramount Theater. At the Paramount Theater in Madison Square Garden. And so we did the 2 shows. So anyway, we do the 2 shows. We're all excited, happy. I put my cut together. I show the cut to Keenan. Keenan loves it. We make adjustments. I show it to the studio. The studio loves it. I show it to Eddie. Eddie loves it. Everything is great. We're going to have a big hit. The studio calls back. We got a problem. We got a big problem. We showed it to the ratings board, and they've given it an X rating. You're going to have to recut everything.
What?
And Eddie was like, nah, I ain't cutting shit. Bullshit. And so then he goes, I ain't cutting nothing. And so then the studio's like, look, Eddie, we can't release an X-rated film. Eddie, they're willing to work with us, Eddie. They're willing to work with us. And so then we had to have this emergency meeting at Eddie's house, and we have the lawyers from Paramount and the lawyers from the ratings board, and they're all around this long table in Eddie's house, and they've counted every curse word in the film. And, he's got a lawyer. There's 72 motherfuckers, 52 bitches, 13 cunts, and various cocksuckers. So let's begin. And so then, are you taking that motherfucker or are we taking that motherfucker?
How many motherfuckers for an hour?
And so we go back and forth. We go back and forth and we negotiate, and then we finally get down.
Line for line, you guys had to negotiate.
Yeah. And then Eddie would get upset. Then Eddie goes like, no, I need that motherfucker. I'll give you 2 bitches and a hoe for that motherfucker. And so we go back and forth, and then he goes, we finally have an R. I know, this is good. Wait, I think we're almost there. And so they go through the whole thing.
What is it like to have it and then suddenly you have to dissect and...
Well, I mean, here's the thing. It's the film is called Raw, and it really was raw. He had, Eddie's a genius, man. He's a genius. So there was no filter. And it was like having a front row to watch pure genius.